So, this theory, or rather the formatting you're going to see on your screen, is going to be a little different from most of you guys. Essentially, what I'm going to do is do a real-time scrub instead of what I normally do. And then afterwards, I'm going to immediately start editing this. And, well, it'll come out how it comes out. Alright, so let me just be clear. I'm not going to play the I told you so game too much, if even really at all. The point of this thing, all bullshit aside, is to make sure that a theory can be gleaned, not so much me going, aha, and whatnot. Also, there were some things I caught just because I messed around with the audio. So I'm going to be putting my phone on silent and or vibrate, and also, essentially, notating some things I found from reducing the audio music and trying to make the vocals more powered, like the Alphaverse. Hashtag Alphaverse. Raccoonity, if you use this or say that word in a video in the future, make it sound kind of funny with me saying Alphaverse. I don't know why, but I like that Alphaverse word. But I digress. So, first and foremost, as I predicted, these guys right here were not necessarily any form of a demon or angel. They were humanoid. However, still not exactly sure how they were engineered, but we learned later on that they are bioengineered, meaning that something made them this way. Whoever the new enemy is that we don't know or know what is, did this to them. So I was right, and most of the world was right when we noticed that these things are a little bit too humanoid to be normal, and they are not from Paradiso or Inferno or Heaven and Hell, essentially. I think this is the opening, though, if you stop and think about it, because look, maybe this was somebody's wedding or something. I'm not too sure. She was just invited to a party. They're on a boat or a cruise, and Rodin did a pizza delivery with new weapons. And you can see in the background that they've already experienced some form of craziness because they're on a ship on a boat, but look at all those buildings in the background like it came out of Nier Automata. I feel like this is going to be Raccoon's screensaver at some point. Let me stop. They have done slight alterations to them from the initial trailer. As you can see, they have this little tendril. But the way I see, there's going to be a ship that shows up later. I'm thinking that these things are not supposed to even be in this dimension, based on another character whom we're going to discuss later mentioned. And they are, in fact, being talked to, or they're under control through remote signaling from this giant ship. Let me see if I can scrub to it. Yeah, these giant ships right here. Because if you look at them, it looks like, well, a tendril. If I'm even saying that word correctly. A tendril right here. See, this thing gets some type of energy, converts it right here, pushes it down right here into this thing, and it sends out either the enemies or it controls them to do their bidding. But hey, that's just a theory. But that's really all we can glean / learn from them. They come in different sizes, obviously. I guess either based on different humans or a different amalgamation and combination of humans. Like, I think the chubby guys, the sumo-looking dudes, might just be enemies that are, you know, maybe 5-10 humans put together. That type of situation. This guy back here. I should have a shortcut set up for scale to fit. Oh well. Now, we didn't really glean much about Bayonetta that we didn't already know, or that I didn't already predict. I did call out that those henshin things that she was going to be able to do were in fact something more along the lines of a devil trigger. Because the one thing that Bayonetta was truly missing that Dante has is a devil trigger. And, bro, the shit look cool. But it is nice to know that Madama Butterfly can also be, you know, out and about and you summon fight with her along your side. Also, I'm not gonna lie, still kind of sort of got a thing for Madama. I don't know what it is about that skin tone she got, but I just can't leave it alone. Or maybe it's just my affinity for scary chicks. Probably why I get along with goths so well. Now this thing in particular, this kind of bothers me. I know this is a completely new MacGuffin. Oh, she got metallic fingernails. Or maybe that's a new weapon. Anyways, so for the uninitiated, in the movie world, a MacGuffin is a special item that doesn't exist in reality, or it's just a special item in general that people can utilize or are going to utilize, and is the main crutch of the plot or power-up device. So essentially, just for an example, Jackie Chan made a movie called The Medallion. If you got the medallion, you got superpowers. The medallion is the MacGuffin. But this particular MacGuffin, it's got a sun over here on the side, and it's got a moon, Umbran moon under it with Bayonetta's color scheme, or at least Madame Butterfly's. I'm thinking this may be whatever is inside of the moon activation device, or it may be a compressed version of whatever the hell that we found out was inside of the moon. Because whatever this is, it's a little too similar. Now, these markings I don't think mean anything in particular, but they also are similar to what we found in Bayonetta 1 when the piece of the moon gap broke off, which I'm still not sure how that got fixed. I don't know if maybe Bayonetta did something about that, but the moon is definitely fixed in game number 2. And also remember, Kamiya did make mention that this, or rather whatever it is inside of the moon, is some important device. And I'm kind of sort of convinced that sentient demons are going to aid her, or alternate dimension demons are going to help her out, because they don't want to see their world get... What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't demonetize me no more. Let me stop. Okay, coming back to... There's your proof she still gets a little bit naked, you fuckboys. You happy now? She's in a G-string bikini? You're gonna shut up about that unimportant thing about her undressing? Why can't we be concerned about fucking gameplay? God damn. Mini rant over. So, as you can see, outside of fusing with and doing a DT, she can also do some form of, I guess, devil summon or devil bringer, if you will. The layover for terminology is a little bit too insane with Devil May Cry, but I mean, look who made this damn game, and Devil May Cry. So the way I see it is, it just has to happen. There's no true way around it. Oh, that skin tone just... Let me shut up. But I digress. So, there's your confirmation right there, you fuck boys. You happy? You got your stripper netta still. I don't know why this was even worth mentioning. Now, this is one of my favorite parts. The way I see it, if you look at the area, it kind of looks like, based on the background alone, slow motion back a little bit, the area that she's in, it seems like, I want to say almost Paradiso and Inferno are kind of sort of collapsing in on each other. Because this looks like it would be equivalent of Hell or Inferno. But if you look at the buildings in the area, all of this stuff, this is like civil areas. Pieces of a house, a brick street. And this train, you know, it could be a metaphor for the highway to hell. Now, as far as who this new character is, I don't think she's new. Again, I played around with the audio. The first thing that comes out this chick's mouth is, and this will probably be something that I end up putting as the thumbnail. Where's that new font I got? Bookman old style. We've met before. Now, why would she say that when we all know she hasn't met her before? There's been no mention of any witches that they're aware of between Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2. And Bayonetta 2 wraps around to Bayonetta 1. As I mentioned in my last theory, or in general, John hasn't been asleep for 500 years. But she knows this isn't John. John's hair is completely different. Her build is completely different. The accents are the same, but the voice is different. Also, take a look at this. No, I don't mean her tits. I think she's from the Alphaverse, or she's from an alternate dimension where Bayonetta pretty much runs runs hell. She's some form of Asian themed Bayonetta from an alternate dimension. And she's already aware of the situation. Every Bayonetta or every witch in every dimension that they've affected is trying to essentially stop whatever the hell is going on. And the only one who seems to know anything about it is Viola. Also, I kind of want to play this section. I usually hate the on-rail shooter stuff. I really, really do. I'm going to just say it right now. You can tell this chick is based off of Devil May Cry 3 Lady, or Mary, aka Lady. I have absolutely no belief whatsoever she's not based off him. Everyone was thinking, oh, here's the allegory for Virgil. Nope. Nope. Not buying that. Also, she's dealt with these things before, and she also knows about the Alphaverse. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Viola. Someone I think literally may be John's descendant in an alternate dimension. Or she may have been an apprentice witch, and the current bad guy showed up and fucked up her entire dimension. So she's been on the run and also hunting them and whoever created them. She speaks as if she knows what's already happened. And one of the first things she says, or one of the things I heard her say when I tried to muffle the music and increase the audio was, and I quote, they, and this is a paraphrase, I just want to point that out, will destroy this world. Does that to you sound like something someone would say who doesn't know what's going on? I think she was being trained by Bayonetta, or she may be from that timeline that, Raccoonity and indirectly the community of Bayonetta players have dubbed the Time of Sorrows, or the Witch of Sorrows. I am really forgetting a lot of shit today. I don't know, I'm still on some hype stuff. But essentially, I think this character, besides being able to put accessories directly on her weapon, I think she's from the timeline that we briefly saw in Bayonetta 2 that was in sepia tone. She may be from there. Bayonetta went to war to try to stop it. She either succeeded or didn't succeed, and she took her on as an apprentice. Or Jean did this, and I mean either took this person on as an apprentice, which they don't know who her mother is, or they took her on because she's John's direct descendant. It's really hard to tell. We don't know enough about her. We just know she knows what's going on and will be able to help us. In fact, one of the people she tells about her situation is John. And because she told John what she did, John was able to go on to this laboratory where she found this Dr. Stockman or Dr. Streiser. Also, I hate to say it, but I really don't like John's outfit. I mean, the hair, the glasses, okay. But this looks like she hasn't put on her witch clothing yet. She just got done coming from school and being a teacher. Like, this is something you would wear as like a teacher. This is the guy she was told to find. And what he mentions is the thing I said earlier, the Alphaverse. He says, I think what you're looking for is entry into the Alphaverse. I'm not going to do the text thing because it takes up too much time. Yay, Luca's back. I don't give a shit. I am kind of liking the idea of possibly more people using the grappling hook shit. Why was Luca the only one that had that? Why can't Bayonetta have that to reach up something high, give some verticality to these horizontal stages? You know, normally, despite her being able to double jump, turn into a panther, and also hover and glide and technically fly as a crow. Normally, 9 times out of 10, what Bayonetta does is just go up a staircase. I'll take a grappling hook. I played Legend of Zelda 64. Now, let me get back to this real quick. We can already squash the idea of her being an enemy or an angel killer. A witch killer. She was obviously trained by them, and from what it looks like in one particular scene, this one right here. I'm going to let this one play all the way out. You guys let me know what you're seeing. To me, this looks like she just learned witch time. Like John just taught her witch time. Because she has not been taught before. Also, why John over here looking like Cruella de Vil and shit? Like, she got a Dalmatian fur capelet thingy. Like Lando. Nah, she giving me Cruella de Vil vibes. This thing in particular, I don't think this is the last boss. In fact, if going by the Bayonetta standards or anything to mess with, this boss isn't even something that is going to be all that serious or important. I think this is a combination angel, demon, organic hybrid. It's also got a bit of a constellation on his chest. I don't know if anybody caught that. I don't know if these symbols could mean anything, but, here's a close-up of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And what I'm assuming is a point down to a triangle, 13. Okay? So the way I see it, and this thing right here, people are scared of, like she has to sacrifice herself for the greater good. No, I think this is Bayonetta doing some ultimate new super demon summon that required the sacrifice of a living person or a human heart to create this new super combination thing. I think this might be her Godzilla summon, or it just might be the new big summon that she does for a final boss fight. Because remember, at the end of the game, she always pulls out a summon that we have no explanation for how the fuck she would even have acquired. Remember, Bayonetta essentially lived most of her life in a prison. And the only time she really got out is when it was to train as an Umbran witch. I think. It's not really clear. She was supposed to be ostracized and outcast, but they still gave her guns in training. What the fuck? Anyways, so this thing right here might be the equivalent of like Sheba or the double summon you did with Jean. Yes, that was Jean helping you at the end of Bayonetta 1, or the summon you did with your father, like I said earlier, at the end of Bayonetta 2. But obviously, she's by herself. But what I'm curious about this thing is this her summoning it out, or is this what it looks like when she fuses with it to control it? Because if you look up here at the top, someone's riding it, or it may have a face up there. So yeah, just to summarize whilst the video plays. All right, so what I've been able to glean so far is that there may be interdimensional travel, or the interdimensional travelers are the main protagonists, supporting cast, and antagonists of this game. Because these guys came through or from something called the Alphaverse. And the reason Viola is where she is, who may have a secondary name, or she might be another John, like an alternate dimension John. It's entirely possible. And Bayonetta, she was the one who went to sleep, and Bayonetta was the one who was awake, but, ended up dying. Legitimately, we're fighting human beings. Not angels, not demons. We're fighting human beings that have been possessed and corrupted on the soul level. Somebody is soul smithing or soul modifying humans. If you're not sure what I mean by soul smithing, there's going to be a link to my old theory where I bring up soul smithing. And because of this Alphaverse, they're coming through and they're breaking the current reality. Also, one of the cool things is that you can now fuse with your demons to create almost like a devil trigger mode. Don't know what that is, but that's probably might be what caused her to do the devil trigger for all we know. And then some demons you can just work with. That guy looks like also a hybrid angel demon thing too. There's my baby. Punching shit. And I'm genuinely convinced this is just an alternate dimension Bayonetta. She said we've met before. Now mind you, time travel is entirely possible. Oh, I'm sorry, time travel is gonna happen. We always go back to the Umbran War from 500 years ago and all that shit. Viola seems to have already been experiencing and fighting these enemies off for the longest time. However, among the 4 new witches, or the 4 witches we know of so far in this game, Viola's the one with the least amount of experience. And she doesn't seem to have a gun. She throws darts. That's actually what's going through her the back of her outfit. Now, as to why she has a Cheshire doll, again, she got it from her world's Bayonetta. And she's using it to contain her summons. As to why that is, anybody's guess. Now, this guy who she told her to find, the doctor, is obviously someone who's helping access the Alphaverse. Or he already got here via the Alphaverse, and that's how Viola got here. What I want to know is why specifically they chose this domain. Also, there's also a chance they may be in some visiting, more parts of the world. Because if you look at this area, it looks like Paradiso's fusing with some form of ancient or modern day Chinese village. And it's been that way for some time, because why is there lava flowing through? Also, this scene right here, let's just defuse this whole these two are going to try to kill each other thing. It's a video game. At best, they're going to temporarily fight each other, but if Viola recognizes Bayonetta as a sister or in any way, shape, or form, that's not going to happen. Oh, and I think I might have been wrong about these claw fingertips being a weapon. I think this might just be an extra design they added. I feel like it's a little bit too much for this current design of Bayonetta, because despite what people think, she is slightly altered and different from the initial trailer, just like the enemies are. Bruh, did she like manually draw that on her shirt? That shit look lame. I'm sorry. Cat witch. Hashtag cat witch. This is obviously her learning bullet time. As you can see, these are the darts that were in the back of her coat. Correction, bombs. Yeah, this thing is using too many different possible energies. It looked like it may have even absorbed some of Bayonetta's other summons. I think it's creepy. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much the end of this video. The fact that I was able to get this out before Raccoon is a little bit unique to me. I wasn't expecting that to happen. But yeah, enjoy.